Are there any Old English names for animals that are very different from the modern name for that animal in English? Well, yes, there are tons. And what happens is that there will be a word for an animal in Old English that just went obsolete by the time that Middle English was spoken or later, and today we just have a different name for it. One of these, for example, is the Old English word for bat, which is grauwemoes in Old English, which means flying mouse. That's literally what it means, which, in modern German we have the word Fledermaus, which means the same thing. It means a flying mouse. So the word grauwemoes went obsolete. It was replaced by the word bat. So that's one that's, very different from the modern English. But there are more. In modern English, we call this type of fish a perch, but in Old English it was called baars, which literally means the prickly one. That I really like is their word for porcupine. So we get the word porcupine from this word from Old French, porca spinae or something like that, but that comes from the Latin porcus spina, which means, spine pig. Whereas in Old English, the word for a porcupine or a hedgehog, I guess they thought these were the same kind of animal, they kind of put them in the same category, right? Which I guess makes sense, right? Is iel. So you'll notice the trend there is that there was originally a word in Old English for these kinds of animals, and then we adopt in a word from Greek or from Latin or from some other language that becomes more common to use, and eventually the Old English version goes obsolete. So there are even more examples that I could give, but there's just a few. Thank you so much for the question.